Preamble. We, the sovereign Filipino people, imploring the aid of Almighty God, in order to build a just and humane society and establish a government that shall embody our ideals and aspirations, promote the common good, conserve and develop our patrimony, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the blessings of independence and democracy under the rule of law and a regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace, do ordain and promulgate this Constitution.
Hello sir, magandang buhay po. Ako po si Miguel Adriano ng Humss 1B, and before I start po, ay kakantahan ko po muna kayo ng isang awitin na tumatak sa maraming Pilipino na kung saan ay meron silang kalamidad, meron silang gulo sa ating bansa. Handog ng Pilipino sa mundo, mapayapang paraang pagbabago, katotohanan, kalayaan, katarungan ay kayang makamit na walang dahas, basta't magkaisa tayong lahat. Basta't magkaisa tayong lahat. Thank you sir sa pakikinig sa boses kong napakaganda. Before I start po, ako po ulit si Miguel Adriano ng Humss 1B, and ang aking di-discuss po sa inyo ay ang Article 2 Section 1 ng 1987 Constitution of our country. Nasasaad sa Section 1, the Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them. So ibig sabihin po, ang ating bansa po ay nangangahulugang ay isang demokrasyang bansa. And ang demokrasya po, or ang democratic word or meaning is power of the people. Ibig sabihin po, may kakayanan, may kapangyarihan ng mga tao sa isang bansa and na mamili, na manindigan sa kanilang desisyon. And second one is the republican state. Ibig sabihin po, ang republican is people elect their leaders. Ay may kakayanang mamili ang mga tao ng kanilang mga leaders, ng kanilang mga pangulo, ng vice president, ng senator, mayor, and everything and everyone na namumuno sa loob ng isang bansa. Second and third one is sovereignty resides in the people. Ang ibig sabihin po, namumuno, merong lakas, merong kapangyarihan ang Pilipino, ang mga tao sa isang bansa na yan. And lastly is all government authority emanates from them. So ibig sabihin, lahat po ng authority ng isang matataas na tao, ang mga pangulo, vice president, senator, ay nasa kanila lahat ng kapangyarihan ng mga nasabing mga matataas na tao. And halimbawa na lang po ay yung nagaganap na elections na namimili sila ng sarili nilang mga pangulo, sarili nilang mga vice president, sarili nilang mga senators, mayors, vice mayors, governors, and ito po yung nasasaad dito na ang ating bansa ay democratic country, and merong kapangyarihan ng tao na mamili, na merong kalayaan na mamili ng kanilang leaders. Katulad na lang po sa nangyayari sa atin ngayon, ang NCOV, as is walang kapangyarihan ng tao na mamuno, na sabihin ang opinion nila sa nangyayari dito sa ating bansa. And yung NCOV nga is a sakuna or kalamidad ng ating bansa ngayon na nararanasan. And isa sa mga mahihirap na sitwasyon sa ating bansa ngayon, ang mga mahihirap ay walang boses, ang mga walang trabaho ay walang boses. And nasa batas natin 'yun na ang mga tao ay dapat ang mga tao ay dapat mamuno or may kapangyarihan magsalita, may kapangyarihan pumoto, may kapangyarihan sabihin yung opinion nila. At may kapangyarihan sila. At mas may kapangyarihan sila sa gobyerno natin ngayon. And sabi ko nga sa ating kanta na magsama-sama tayong pumili sa katotohanan. At talagang kalayaan, katarungan, katotohanan yung dapat nating isaad sa ating bansa. And yun lamang po. And thank you po sir sa inyong pakikinig. And our country means our country, it means democratic country. Isang democratic country ay ang mga tao na nandun, na nakapaloob doon, ay namumuno sila kaysa sa gobyerno. May kapangyarihan sila kaysa sa gobyerno. And yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig. At ang sabi ko nga po sa aking kanta, sabi nga po sa isang kanta, handog ng Pilipino sa mundo. Mapayapang paraang pagbabago, katotohanan, kalayaan, katarungan ay kayang makamit na walang dahas. Basta't magkaisa tayong lahat. So, yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po, Sir Patrick, sa inyong pakikinig. Ako nga po ulit, si Miguel Adriano ng Humss 1B. Nagpapaalam. Thank you po.
So, what's up yo guys? It's your man, Michael Emmanuel Valencia Albania ng Humss 1. And so for today we are going to discuss, tackle, and explore the Article 2, Section 2 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, ayun, before anything else, I would like to read the translation of it sa English and Tagalog or Filipino. So, para mas maintindihan natin ng maayos yung pag-uusapan natin today. So, ayun, let's begin. So, ayun, ready na ba kayo? Yes, mukhang ready naman na sila. So, let's start. Hep hep. Hooray! Okay, let's start. So, ayun, babasahin ko na sa inyo yung English and Tagalog translation ng Article 2, Section 2. Yeah, let's start. Article 2, Section 2. Principles. The Philippines renounces war as an instrument of national policy, adopts the generally accepted principles of international law as a part of the law of the land, and adheres to the policy of peace, equality, justice, freedom, cooperation, and amity with all nations. So, in Tagalog translation or Filipino translation, ito naman siya. Itinatakwil ng Pilipinas ang digmaan bilang kasangkapan ng patakarang pambansa. Tinatanggap bilang bahagi ng batas ng bansa ang mga simulain ng batas internasyonal na kinikilala ng lahat at umaayon sa patakaran ng kapayapaan, pagkakapantay-pantay, katarungan, kalayaan, pakikipagtulungan, at pakikipagkaibigan sa lahat ng mga bansa. So, ayun, basically, sa article at section na ito, pinapatungkol na di nagdedeklara ng giyera ang Pilipinas sa ibang bansa unless na ito ay kukonsiderahin bilang act of defense. So, magdedeklara lang ng giyera ang isang bansa or ang Pilipinas kung ito ay bilang act of defense. So, ayun. Pero, kagaya nga ng sinabi ay, hindi ito basta-basta pinapatupad yung giyera o ng digmaan. So, ayun. Next. Nakaayon rin ito sa international laws and policies or rules and principles na pumapaikot sa bansa at sa iba pang mga bansa. Nirerespeto rin ng bansang Pilipinas ang iba pang bansa sa pamamagitan ng kooperasyon at partisipasyon. Layo nitong mapaigting ang relasyon ng mga bansa at maiwasan ang gera o di pagkakaunawaan. So, ayun. I hope na nagets nyo yun, no? Thanks. So, ayan. The Philippines renounces war as an institution of national policy or instrument of national policy. So, ayan. So, ayun. When we say renounces, parang tinatakwil ng Pilipinas yung war as an instrument. Instrument pala, sorry. As an instrument of national policy. So, ayan. Yeah, next, international law. So, bakit international law? Siyempre, bilang part ng Pilipinas, kailangan din niyang sumunod sa mga batas ng ibang bansa para papanatili yung kaayusan, yung seguridad ng Pilipinas at hindi lamang Pilipinas, pati yung ibang bansa. So, ayan. So, ayan. Peace, equality, justice, freedom, cooperation, and amity. Sa Tagalog ay kapayapaan, pagkakapantay-pantay, katarungan, kalayaan, pakikipagtulungan, at pakikipagkaibigan sa ibang bansa. So, within all nations. So, ito yung layo ng bansa upang mas may para pag-ingting yung kaayusan at yung kapayapaan, ayun, tsaka yung seguridad sa lahat ng bansa. So, yun yung nilalayo ng bansa, kaya sumusunod din ito sa international law. Kaya, ayun. So, ayun, let us dig more deeper through it naman, no? So, ayun, alcohol muna tayo. Para safe, yeah. So, ayun, let's begin. Article 2, Section 2 na pertains to the renouncing or declaration of war. So, sa pagdedeklara ng giyera, ito ay kailangan dumaan sa proseso. So, yung giyera or digmaan, di siya kinikilala ng bansa at tinatakwil din ito ng bansa. So, ito ay nakaayon sa patakaran ng ibang bansa at hindi lamang sa sariling interes ng isang bansa or nung Pilipinas. Kaya, sumusunod din ito sa international law, kagaya ng sinabi ko, no? At kailangan din na ito ay nakaayon sa batas at sa konstitusyon. At kung magaganap man, ito ay ipinapatupad upang mapanatili ang kaayusan at seguridad ng bansa at ng mga mamamayan nito. Hindi ito iminumungkahi ng pamahalaan ng walang sapat na rason. Hindi rin ito bastang nagdedeklara ng giyera dahil kailangan nitong sundin ng proseso at ang mandato ng pamahalaan at ng batas upang ay sukutuparan ito ng matiwasay. So, ayun. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ayun, it also adheres to the policy of peace, equality, justice, freedom, cooperation, and amity with all nations. Itong mga nabanggit ay ang mga goals or objectives na nais makamit ng bansa. Kaya nagkakaroon ng siguro sabihin natin gera or may hindi pagkakaunawaan. At kung may nalabag dito, no. Ang war ay hindi lamang negatibo ang dala, no. May gera din dahil may goals or objectives na nais makamit or maisakatuparan ng isang bansa. O di kaya ay may nalabag dun sa mga nasabi kanina na yon, peace, kapayapaan, yon, equality, pagkakapantay-pantay, justice, justisya, freedom, kalayaan, cooperation, and amity. Yan. Or, ayan, amity. So, ayun, bahagi ng mundo ang giyera at tungkulin ng gobyerno na ipatupad ito ng wasto at dumaan sa proseso upang mapanatili ang kaayusan at ang goals and objectives na nilatag ng pamahalaan. So ayun. Pero, it doesn't mean na, kailangan na gera na kagad. So, dumadaan pa rin doon sa proseso at kagaya nga na sinabi ko na hindi ito masyadong tinatangkilik ng pamahalaan. So, ayun, parang tinatakwil ito ng pamahalaan. So, ayan. Kailangan pa rin ng maayos na pagpapatupad nito at hindi basta-basta lang na pagdedeklara. Malinaw sa konstitusyon na ating sinusunod ang pagdedeklara at pagpapatupad ng giyera bilang national policy upang matugunan ang mga problema sa bansa. So, ayun, wala naman masyadong masama sa giyera, lalo na kung ang pinaglalaban mo ay tama. So, ayun, tungkulin ng gobyerno ng ating pamahalaan na mapanatiling maayos ang bansa at maiwasan ang digmaan. Sinisikap ng pamahalaan na malayo ang bansa sa digmaan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapanatili nito ng kaayusan nito at seguridad nito. So, ayun, international law. Ito, yung sinusunod na ng bansa ng Pilipinas na international laws and standards upang mapanatili yung kapayapaan, yung pagkakapantay-pantay, yung katarungan, kalayaan, pakipagtulungan at pagkakaibigan sa lahat ng bansa. So, ayun. I hope may natutunan kayo dun sa ating naging talakayan about Section 2, Article 2, Section 2 ng ating Constitution, 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, ayun, sana marami kayong natutunan at napagnilay-nilayan, isip-isip dun sa aking diniscuss at tinakil nyo Article 2, Section 2 of 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, ayun, maraming salamat sa pakikinig and sana naunawaan nyo ng maayos yung diniscuss ko at tinukoy at tinalakay ko sa inyo. So, ayun. So, I hope you've learned something from me and thank you for listening for my explanation and discussion. So, let us continue to show our love for our country by obeying the rules and regulations. Yung pagsunod natin sa mga batas, malaking bagay na yun para sa ating mahal na bayan, sa ating Pilipinas. Ayun. So, ayun. Sana yung mga batas ay hindi lang maging batas lang na props lang, ganon. Sana ay maunawaan din natin yung batas na meron tayo at maging guide yon sa ating lahat. So, ayun. Thank you. Yes. So, once again, it's your man, Michael Emmanuel Valencia Albania ng Humss 1, explaining to you the Article 2, Section 2. So, ayan. Thank you for listening. So, ayan. God bless and mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Once again, it's Michael, this love. Yeah. Thank you. God bless.
Article 2, Section 3. Civilian authority is at all times supreme over the military. The armed forces of the Philippines is the protector of the people and the state. Its goal is to secure the sovereignty of the state and the integrity of the national territory. Ang isinasaad sa article na ito ay ang ating seguridad at karapatan ng mga tao na dapat silang ipagtanggol ng mga militar. Halimbawa na lang kapag may mga taong rebelde na magtatangka sa buhay ng mga sibilyan, tungkulin nila tayong iligtas at ipagtanggol ang ating bansa dahil sa article na ito.
By now, I think we are all aware that the Article 2 of the 1987 Constitution of the Philippines mainly talks about the declaration of state principles and state policies. So I will discuss this in a very direct manner. So let me read first what the article states. So it states that the prime duty of the government is to serve and protect the people. The government may call upon the people to defend the state, and in the fulfillment thereof, all citizens may be required, under conditions provided by law, to render personal, military, or civil service. So I would like to create two divisions for this, and the first would be The prime duty of the government is to serve and protect the people. So the reason why I made this division is that it directly pertains to the obligation of the government towards us, its people. So let us dissect the terms used. So to say prime is to say a priority, a main of the first importance, and is something that demands fullest consideration. Next is duty, wherein we say that this is synonymous to a responsibility, burden, obligation, or task which is expected or required to do by moral or legal obligations. Then lastly, a government. No, this is not last term, sorry. Government pertains to a position, an authority to rule over a country or a people. Then next is serve, to work for the people and to act as a servant. And people pertains to us, the Filipino citizens, all its constituents. And putting this in a short sentence, it will all just mean that the first important obligation of the government is to work for the Filipinos and not to have the Filipinos work for the government. We must be reminded that the Section 1 states that the sovereignty emanates within the people, that these people in the government are just mere representatives of what we want best for our country. They must hear our insights in order to come up with laws that would be for the common good. That means that we also have the right to demand and to set expectations, because every social status, like being the president, comes with a great responsibility and role. So the argument, bakit hindi na lang ikaw ang magpresidente, would never stand, because the Constitution doesn't agree with this. The Constitution blesses us with power to complain or to demand when we think that there's something wrong with what the government is doing. So the example for this is the very much relevant COVID-19 crisis, when we can actually see the government conducting policy like the enhanced community quarantine, wherein they act as the provider for the people, providing food supplies, medical supplies, strengthened military force as an armor to combat this pandemic. But again, if you're going to ask me my opinion, I think what the government do is not enough. Then, for the second division, for the part of the people. So this states, let me read it again, that the government may call upon the people to defend the state, and in the fulfillment thereof, all citizens may be required, under conditions provided by law, to render personal, military, or civil service. So this second division, as I repeat it again, pertains to the part of the people or our contribution. So it must always be two-way. It states that it is our innate responsibility to defend our state. I mean, this is indicated in the citizen and identity dimension, saying that we should have this nationalism and pride, we should have this self-affect and categorization, and there's no need for us to be reminded or called by the government if we are to automatically offer our service for the sake of our country. And the greatest example for this is us defending our state within our own means or within our own feasibility and possibility. I mean, it doesn't literally mean that we are only called during times of war, but in times like when we feel like there's a country or a ruler who takes advantage of the submissiveness of our own leader. Yeah, it's China. And it's, for example, the never-ending case of the West Philippine Sea. And in this time of virus, we can actually be also called to defend our state, meaning as a specific element to defend our own people or co-Filipinos by, if we are much blessed enough, we are going to donate some of our goods and some things that would be helpful for everyone. So that's it for the section 4 of the Article 2.
Article 2, Section 5 of the 1987 Constitution, the maintenance of peace and order, the protection of life, liberty, and property, and the promotion of the general welfare are essential for the government by all the people of the blessings of democracy. Ibig sabihin, ang pagpapanatili ng kapayapaan at kaayusan sa bawat barangay, sa bawat munisipalidad, sa bawat rehiyon at sa ating bansa. Pangalawa ay ang pangangalaga ng buhay, kalayaan at kaari-arian. Ibig sabihin nito, dapat nasa sa atin pa din o maging big deal sa atin ang pangangalaga ng ating buhay at kalayaan o ari-arian ng bawat isa. At pangatlo, ang pagtataguyod sa kagalingan panlahat upang tayo ay makaangat o umunlad ang ating Pilipinas tungo sa biyaya ng demokrasya.
So, Article 2, Section 6, the separation of church and state shall be inviolable. In Tagalog, hindi dapat labagin ang pagkakahiwalay ng simbahan at ng estado. So, dito guys, yung sabihin nun, yung government, hindi siya pwedeng makialam sa religion. Same as religion, hindi rin siya pwedeng makialam sa government. Pero, ang nangyayari kasi sa atin, parang di siya nasusunod kasi kung napapansin nyo, yung simbahan, yung meron kasing bill, 'di ba? Kung saan yung nilalakad nila para maging legal yung same-sex marriage sa Pilipinas. Pero tutol dun yung pinakamalaking religion nito sa Pilipinas, which is Christianity. Tumututol sila. So, ayun, yun yung best example na paglabag dito sa article na to. Yun lang.
Andito po ako ngayon upang talakayin sa inyo ang Article 2, Section 7. The state shall pursue an independent foreign policy. In its relationship with other states, the paramount consideration shall be national sovereignty, territorial integrity, national interest, and the right to self-determination. Ang ibig sabihin po nito, ang isang bansa ay hindi nabubuhay ng nag-iisa. Kinakailangan po ng ating bansa na mapag-ugnayan para matulungan tayo ng mga matataas na ibang bansa. Kasi po, mahirap po pag dumating po sa punto na yung sasakupin po tayo ng ibang bansa nang wala pong tutulong sa atin. At meron din pong patakaran na para po makipag-ugnayan sa ibang bansa. Narito po iyon. Una, itaguyod ang kapangyarihan ng bansa, pangalagaan ang integridad ng teritorial ng bansa, tumulong sa pangangalaga ng pambansang kamanahan, itaguyod ang kapayapaan, pagkapantay-pantay, pagkatarungan, pakikipagtulungan, pakikipagkaibigan ng lahat ng mga bansa. Paunlarin ang ekonomiya ng bansa, pabutihin ang uri ng pamumuhay, ipagtanggol ang karapatang pantao at pataguyin ang kailangan ng mga Pilipino. Yun lamang po at salamat.
Ang Article 2, Section 8 ng Philippine Constitution ay ang pagsunod ng Pilipinas ng naalinsunod sa kapakanang pambansa, ang patakarang malaya laban sa pagkakaroon ng sandatang nuklear sa teritoryo nito. Maaaring tumanggi ang Pilipinas o hindi pahintulutan ang pagdadala at paglabas-masok ng mga nuklear na armas sa mga lugar na sakop ng bansa. Pinagbabawal din ang pagmamanufacture at pagsasagawa ng test ng mga ganitong armas dahil sa mapaminsala nitong epekto sa kalikasan maging sa mga taong naninirahan dito. Isang halimbawa nito ay noong tinangkang tumulong ng bansang Amerika sa sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas dahil sa nangyaring pangangkam ng China sa isa nitong teritoryo.
Prior to the ratification of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, the once rising nation in the Pearl of the Orient, the Asia, has left its promise of prosperity in shambles. The record of an all-time high poverty incidence, the overwhelming large national budget, and the continuing allegations of graft and corruption one over another is just too big to bear for the Filipinos, and they have expressed their greatest dismay and disappointment to the shortcomings of the government, and as they expected, the projected political repercussions of their actions and the previous administration's issuance of their policies soon happened, feared. You know, what simply followed after all of this fiasco in the administration of Marcos, and the high rates of crime soon followed, the skyrocketing unemployment and underemployment rates up to until this day, and the rates of violence and the period of unrest around the Philippine territory, and the start and the mark of another era of political and social movements ushered by various organizations and workers' right groups and unions. It just happened in the context of Philippine society. But then, after the installation of the new government in the year 1986, well, of course, they were determined to revitalize that promise of prosperity, of opportunity, of welfare and progress by writing its imperative in the guiding policies of the nation. This monumental provision that is founded on the second article of this constitution traces its roots back to the ratification and the promulgation of the 1935 Constitution of the Philippines. But if you would clearly remember that those years were under the occupation, the military occupation of the United States of America, and extended its rule over the Philippine Islands, and that constitution was actually ushered and put forward by the Tidings-McDuffie Act, if you would guys remember. And in this constitution, it traces its specific rules and specific provision, which says that it provided a clear declaration of the principles which vows to secure the economy of the Filipinos and its well-being and its top concerns of the state. But its brevity was soon challenged and replaced by the controversial 1973 Constitution and ratification and the effective amendment of the previous previous supreme law that spans its power all over the country. But its brevity was soon challenged by the 1973 Constitution, which effectively removes the effectivity of the 1935 Constitution. Wait, I think you can't see me in this dark. But as I was saying, the 1973 Constitution, which proved itself one of the most controversial pieces of legislation and enactment of any supreme law in the history of the Philippines, it seeks to quote unquote establish, maintain, and ensure adequate social services in the field of education, health, housing, employment, welfare, and social security. But although it was comprehensive, the numerous controversies that plagued the administration, which was responsible for its direct drafting, poisoned basically itself its wishes to improve the living conditions of the country and impeded its action to fruition. But despite for the fourth trial to repeal the prevailing constitution and the supreme law of the land, its mission to provide security among its citizens never basically stopped, and it remained in its articles for the republic on which it stands. And after the People Power Revolution, the Aquino administration is faced with yet another challenge to heal the wounds of the once battered nation from a fallen evil hands of a tyranny. But despite the changing times, the changing fateful waves of the course of our history, the hope still lingered. And this declaration of some sort of a policy, the prevailing principles of this country, provides and presents and also orients the immediacy and the importance of this mission. to encourage and promote growth and manifest progress among the ordinary Filipinos in the guises of several actions by the government. Well, the constitutional provision implements the creation of some cabinet posts like health, for the education, for the social welfare and development, the human settlements and urban development, and the labor and employment. There are just a few of the many overarching posts vested in the powers of the executive branch, and some policies are further posed and legislated by the members in the legislative branch, and also approved with oversight and investigated by the judicial branch of this government. And it further extends to the welfare and services in health, education, housing, labor, and employment sectors are primary examples of these state policies. And universal access to healthcare, free tertiary education for state universities and colleges, and job opportunities, openings. There's just some of them. And in the Article 2 and Section 9 of the 1987 Constitution, it writes that the state should promote a just and dynamic social order that will ensure the prosperity and independence of the nation and free the people from poverty through policies that provide adequate social services, promote full employment, a rising standard of living, and an improved quality for life of all. As explicitly stated on the Section 9 and the Article 2 of the Philippine Constitution, it depicts and actually instructs the government to establish some dynamic and social order in the Philippine context of society, and it basically motivates all of the public servants and also those who serve mostly in the elected posts in the country to actually tie all those institutions that provide some welfare services amongst all Filipinos equally. While the government has been exerting its effort to fulfill the exact phrase and this exact clause of this important section of the article in this constitution, the government still falls short in providing all of these efforts into full fruition. And I mean that it bears actual fruit for all the citizens in the Philippines. But unfortunately, only a few of them have been granted some access and a pass for availing these services for the many Filipinos supposedly. And the problem is it actually has to jump over some hurdles that actually impede the overall progress of rolling out these services and programs to the Filipino people. And most importantly, they have to combat all the underground practices of corruption, the blatant graft that circulates around the all branches of government that is unfortunately unforeseen and cannot be seen by the nation's bare eyes. Savings and the shortcomings that have been committed carelessly by the government, it is actually commendable and for some extent amazing, and with a great astonishment that throughout the history of the existence of our nation, its countrymen has never stopped to fulfill and to take and to grab that pathway to social justice.
My name is JB Dugta, Humss 1. Article 2, Section 10, the state shall promote social justice in all phases of national development. Kumbaga, sinasabi dito na dapat hindi manipis yung tela ng justice or wala dapat kinikilingan. Mayaman man o mahirap, different gender or sex, different social status, every individual should have equal access to rights and opportunities. Having more equality and diversity, and a society is good for society because it promotes opportunity and growth, social well-being. Thank you.
The Article 2 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution outlines the Declaration of Principles and State Policies. In here, the Section 11 states that the state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect of human rights. The human rights are inherent to all human beings regardless of sex, race, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Everyone is entitled to those rights without discrimination. The individual of the democratic state can enjoy certain rights which cannot be modified or taken away by the lawmaking body. This law is exercised to the following categories of human rights enjoyed by every citizen. First, the civil rights or individual rights, the right to life, liberty, personal security, and the right to be equal before the law, right to be protected from illegal arrest, to have due process, to have fair trial, to practice religious freedom or belief. Second is the political rights, which guarantees the individual involvement in public affairs, need freedom of expression, right to assembly, right to vote, and right to hold onto public service. Third is economic rights. This right is the right to work and fair payment and wages, right to form union and association, right to social security and social insurance. Fourth is the social right, which involves to have rights to a family, education, health and well-being, and right to have leisure time. Last is the cultural rights, right to benefit of culture, right to indigenous land, rituals and shared cultural practices, and right to acknowledge the mother tongue education.
Article 2, Section 12, the state recognizes the sanctity of family life and shall protect the strengthen the family as a basic autonomous social institution. It shall equally protect the life of the mother and the life of the unborn from conception. The natural and primary right and duty of parents in the rearing of the youth for civic efficiency and the development of moral character shall receive the support of the government. Kinikilala ang kahalagahan ng pamilya at pinoproteksyonan at pinagtitibay nito bilang isang malayang institusyon. Pinoproteksyonan din dito ang buhay ng ina pati ang buhay ng hindi pa naisisilang na anak. May malasakit ang gobyerno sa mga magulang para sa pagpapalaki at paghubog sa mga kabataan. Isang halimbawa ay ang proyekto ng gobyerno na Porpis, na kung saan binibigyan nila ng allowance ang isang mahirap na pamilya bilang tulong sa pag-aaral ng kanilang mga anak.
The Article 2, Section 13 of Philippine Constitution recognizes the virtual role of the youth in nation building and shall promote and protect their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. It shall inculcate in the youth patriotism and nationalism and encourage their involvement in public and civic affairs. So, for example, ang krisis na dinadanas ng ating bansa ngayon or ng buong mundo, sige. Dapat sa panahon na to, mas mamulat yung kaisipan ng bawat tao hindi na ng kabataan, kundi ng bawat tao talaga. Kasi kitang-kita nyo naman kung paano tayo bigyan ng solusyon ng ating administrasyon. Para bang napipilitan na lang silang tulungan tayo mag-abot ng tulong. Sobrang daming hipokrito dito sa ating bansa. At sana mabuksan ang puso't isipan ng bawat isa sa atin sa pamamagitan nito ng kaya na natin Kaya natin, sa totoo lang, nagbubulag-bulagan na lang talaga ang mga tao ngayon Kasi bigyan ka lang ng maliit na tulong, parang ang laking bagay na sa'yo Pero sa totoo lang, mas malaki pa at masigit pa ang deserve mo. Kumbaga, nandito na tayo. Kailangan nating lumaban at mabuksan ang bawat isipan ng mga tao ng Pilipino para sa susunod na henerasyon. At nakakaangat-angat na tayo. Hindi na tayo naapakan ng mga matataas. Lahat tayo pantay-pantay na. Lahat tayo ay may sapat na pangangailangan para mabuhay. Kaya naman, inaanyayahan ko kayo na tulungan natin ang ating Pilipinas, ang ating bansang Pilipinas. Lalong-lalo na ngayon. Kasi kung hindi tayo magtutulungan, walang mangyayari. Patuloy tayong maaapakan. Patuloy tayong aabusuhin ng mga nakakaangat. Kaya naman, yun lamang po. Salamat.
Article 2, Section 15 of the 1987 Constitution stated that the state shall protect and promote the right to health of people and instill health consciousness among them. This means that every people has the right to have access to clinics and hospitals, to have their checkup, and the right for every people to know if they are in good health. A good and timely example of this section is the pandemic that the whole world is experiencing right now. Everyone, even those who are incapable to pay for private hospitals, who experience the symptoms of COVID-19 or the novel coronavirus, has the right to be tested, and not just the ones who are privileged and rich. Beggars and poor people also has the right to be tested if they are positive or negative to the said disease.
Good morning. I'm Anthony Haberia, and today I'm gonna discuss with you the Article 2, Section 16 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, which states that the state shall protect and advance the right of the people to a balanced and healthful ecology in accord with the rhythm and harmony of nature. This entails that we should provide the people the right to every access to our nature and other natural resources. However, we must first take care of the nature to further improve its state, and this will open doors for more opportunities to attain the goal of a balanced and healthful ecology. So, we should provide our people to further develop our nature along with the modernization. So here's an example. There are buildings and there are trees. So we must along with the development of our modern society, we should also develop and cultivate our nature. The best examples are green acts and other projects for nature conservation. That's all. Thank you.
So for the betterment of the country, the state also lays emphasis on certain disciplines that strives to encourage citizens to reach their fullest potential. So this is in reference to Philippine Constitution Article 2, Section 17, where it quotes, the state shall give priority to education, science, technology, arts, culture, and sports, and foster patriotism and nationalism, accelerate social progress, and promote total human liberation and development. So there are three agencies who are working comprehensively and collaboratively to reinforce and implement the law to its extent possible. So one of this is DepEd. So DepEd is mainly an agency tasked to supervise the Philippine educational system. So how? So by creating an enabling environment for the students, DepEd wants these Filipino students to learn various competencies that would enable them to realize their full potential and hopefully contribute something to their country, which is Philippines. And for thus, Department of Science and Technology is an agency that regulates mostly of scientific and technological activities in the country. And for PSC or Philippine Sports Commission, so they are the ones who are responsible for country's participation to international sports competitions, of which one example is Olympic Games or SEA Games. So what are their aims? So their aims is to provide conditions for all people to arrive at their maximum capacity. So this is in connection to the implementation of a new curriculum, which is K-12, that advocates higher and improved education for students to be much globally competitive. So through this, DepEd believes that this would give them a sense of awareness and probably give them a platform for
people to advance themselves. And it also enhances Filipinos' well-being and marked by their pride to represent the Philippines. So this is in line with PS's vision to expose Filipino athletes to extensive training by giving them the equipment, coaches, education, and nutrition that they rightfully deserve to represent the country. So, in short, the section just aims to celebrate Filipinos' excellence in general. So, to make this possible, there are some instances that these agencies shared their vision to partner to formulate programs. So one of this is where DOS offered assistance to DepEd, where DOS would endorse chosen students to strengthen education of learners in the fields of science and mathematics. And for PSC and DepEd, they unified their efforts in developing and discovering young athletes and school-based talents, especially in the far-flung areas.
So what is Article 2, Section 18 of 1987 Philippine Constitution? So it is said that the states affirms labor as a primary social economic force. It shall protect the rights of Filipino workers and promote their welfare. So for example, ang isang Filipino ay nag-migrate overseas just to find a job that is suitable for them and has a high wage of salary. I think double or triple than the salary that they can earn here in the Philippines. So we all know that here in the Philippines ay hindi gaano kaganda ang sistema sa pagtatrabaho sa isang kumpanya. Siyempre may mga ilang kumpanya na sobrang ganda kaso mababa ang ibinibigay na sahod para sa isang regular na trabahador, whether they are contractual or not. There's this employee that is being abusive from their powers at all. They're going to order their subordinates to do this, to do that, whether it's related to their job or not. And many of them are sexually harassing their workers just to threaten them. Halimbawa, merong isang babae na nagtatrabaho sa kumpanya at ang kanyang boss ay sobrang abusive sa power na merong time na dumating gusto ng owner or the boss of the company na i-sexually harass yung babae. And of course, pag di pumayag yung babae, iti-threat siya ngayon ng boss niya sa kanyang salary. Hindi siya bibigyan ng ganito, ganyan, hindi siya bibigyan ng 13th month pay, hindi siya bibigyan ng salary kapag hindi sinunod yung utos ng boss. Ganoon ang nangyayari sa ibang workplace. Meron din naman ibang workplace na matino at hindi nila nalalaman na may nagagawa na pala ang kumpanya sa kanila para sirain yung rights nila, para i-violate yung rights ng every workers. So, ang punto ko, Sir Patrick, is that there are this workplace that na mayroong mga ganitong pangyayari, especially here in the Philippines, because the crime rates here in the Philippines is so high compared to the other country. Whether it's in workplace, it's school, outside of the workplace or the building. So, ang gusto lang ipahayag sa atin ng Article 2, Section 18 na ito ay lahat ng workers ay mayroong rights. Meron silang responsibility and of course, meron silang rights na sabihin natin magiging backup nila kung sakaling ma-abuse sila in a workplace. We all know that every Filipino citizens has their own rights when it according to the human rights, but of course, there's a specific rights for or law that can serve or protect the workers. So ayun, ang gusto lang iparating ng Article 2, Section 18 na ito na lahat ng workers ay may rights. Pagka sinabi kasi nating rights, ito yung karapatan ng isang tao. Basically, syempre yung mga Filipino lang, exclusively for Filipinos because it is Philippine Constitution. So lahat ng workers ay may rights. Kung ma-abuse man sila, kung ma-sexually harassed man sila, pwede nilang gamitin ng article, ang law na ito, I mean, to protect themselves from this kind of issues.
Especially in the
So that's
far-flung
all.
areas.
Pinanawagan ng Konstitusyon ng 1987 ang isang self-reliant at independenteng pambansang ekonomiya na epektibong kontrolado ng mga Pilipino. Kinikilala ng Estado ang indispensable na papel ng pribadong sektor bilang pangunahing daan para sa paglago ng bansa at kaunlaran at magbigay ng pinaka-naaangkop na mga kanais-nais na insentibo upang mapakilos ang mga pribadong mapagkukunan para sa layunin. Sa puntong ito, dapat masigurado ng Estado na ang mga opisyal ng gobyerno na nakipagsunduan sa mga dayuhan at demokratikong mga nagpautang ay hindi dapat pahintulutan na maging empleyado sa loob ng isang yugto ng panahon. Kasama ang mga bansang institusyong pinansyal na pinag-uusapan nila sa nakaraan upang maiwasan ang alitan ng interes na kung saan napakahalaga sa pang-ekonomiyang pagtataksil.
Ay, sir, ako kasi relaxed from Claudium Suandi. And today, we discuss ko po ang Article 2, Section 20.
Hi, ako po si Andrea Lacson from Claudium 1B. And today, i-discuss ko po ang Article 2, Section 20. So it states here on Article 2, Section 20 that the state recognizes the indispensable role of the private sector, encourages private enterprise, and provides incentives to needed investments. Here's an example of that article.
Hey, do you need help with your business? It looks like you're struggling.
Well, yes, sir. We need help with our business. You see, it is small, and we've just started it, and we just need a little help from the government. Would that be possible?
Well, yes, you can apply for a loan. And in no time, when your business is booming, you can pay back. You see, that's how it works. We help the small businesses. It is our job. We have no worries in helping.
Thank you, kind sir. This will help us a lot.
Ako po ang Ben and Ben.
Article 2, Section 21. It states that the state shall promote comprehensive rural development and agrarian reform. What does this mean? This means that the government should promote industrialization and full employment based on the agricultural development and agrarian reform through industries that makes full and efficient use of human and natural resources in which are competitive in both domestic and foreign market. However, the government should protect Filipino enterprises against foreign competition and trade practices. For example, yung government natin, gumagawa sila ng mga ways para magkaroon ng malaking kita yung sa mga agricultural sector. For example, yung rice. Ginagawa nila lahat by importing it to the other countries para magkaroon ng iba't ibang kita yung mga magsasaka. Pero pinagtatanggol din nila ito, pero kailangan din nila itong pagtanggol dahil or i-protect para hindi magkaroon ng anomalya sa market nila. Pati sa market natin.
Article 2, Section 23, the state shall encourage non-governmental community-based or sectoral organizations that promote the welfare of the nation. The state required to encourage these organizations because recent events have shown that under responsible leadership, they can be active contributions to the political, social, and economic growth of the country, promote the welfare of the nation. A non-governmental organization or NGO is a non-profit citizen-based group that function independently of government. NGOs, sometimes called civil societies, are organized community, national, and international levels to serve specific social or political purposes and or cooperative rather than commercial in nature. At dito na po yung mga halimbawa at ang mga advocacy muna ng NGO. Play a major role in international development, aid, and philanthropy. As such, NGOs rely on a variety of funding sources, private donation and membership due to government contributions. Ito naman po yung mga halimbawa ng government organization. Una na po ay ang Philippine Red Cross. Isa siyang NGO ng government. Hindi nagre-rely lamang siya sa fund na nanggagaling sa tao, private man or public. At ang role ng Red Cross sa ating bayan ay ang pagtulong sa mga nangangailangan, sa mga nasasaktan, nasusugatan, halimbawa na dito yung mga seryosong kaso sa nagkakaroon ng mga banggaan sa mga kalye, ang mga hindi inaasahang aksidente sa panahon ng ito. Pangalawa, ang haribon. Layo naman ng haribon na i-conserve yung kalikasan natin. Advokasya nila na magkaroon ng development at community empowerment sa environment or sa kalikasan natin. Nilalayan nila na magkaroon tayo ng disiplina sa paggamit ang plastic o anumang bagay na nakasira sa kalikasan natin. Pangatlo, ang pulse. Ang pulse ay pine-prevent o tinitigil o tumutulong sila sa mga tao na mabawasan ang animal cruelty o ang pananakit ng mga tao sa hayop. Ang post din ay nagkakaroon sila ng isang programa na kung saan nagbibigay sila o nanghihingi sila o nag-iimbita ng mga tao na kailangan ng pusa, ng aso, pero kung magiging amo ka o kukuha ka ng aso sa kanila or pusa, kailangan mayroon kang sapat na alam kung paano mag-alaga at inaalam mo na nila kung gaano mo ka todong gusto na magkaroon ng aso o pusa. Sa gayon, naiiwasan yung animal cruelty. Sunod natin ay ang Philippine Center for Investigation Journalism, an independent non-profit agency that specializes in investigative reporting of political, social, and relative issues surrounding Filipinos. Halimbawa na lang dito yung mga napapatay ng mga journalismo dahil sa mga sinasabi nila kung ano yung tunay na nangyayari sa ating gobyerno. Sila, ang NGO, na tumutulong sa mga journalismo na sabihin o tulungan kung ano ba yung mga nararamdaman nila o yung mga nararanasan nila na violente man o nagkakaroon man sila ng pagkatanggap ng mga masasakit na salita. Sa gayon, natutulungan nila at nagkakaroon ng reporting at iniimbestigahan yung mga kaso na pwedeng isampa doon sa isang tao na yan.
Hi everyone! So, for today's agenda, I'm just going to explain and elaborate to you the Article number 2, Section 24 of 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Just keep on watching. Article 2, Section 24 indicates that the state shall recognize its vital role in communication and information in nation building. According to my research, the arrival of the cellular phone in the early 1980s was a turning point in the telecommunications. For the first time, people made and received telephone calls without being tied to a specific location. Ang panukalang batas na ito ay naglalayong magtatag ng pamantayan patungkol sa kalidad ng serbisyo sa mga wireless telephone. Naglalayon din itong subaybayan ang mga reklamo na inilalahad ng mga user at pinaparating sa mga private companies ng telecommunication. Ang maagang pagpasa ng panukalang ito ay masidhing hinimo at doon na po nagtatapos ang aking pagpapaliwanag patungkol
Sa Article 2, Section 24 ng 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines ay
Article 2, Section 25. The state shall ensure the autonomy of local government. The word autonomy means freedom from external control or influence. So this article says that the state shall ensure the independency of local government. They can create their own rules, and from the word shall, it means to convey the mandatory character of this constitutional prescription. To make it simple, the local autonomy is guaranteed by the 1987 Constitution. For example, the school charter, they are not limited by the rules and regulation of every public schools. They have the ability to make their own rules to accomplish their approved goal. And another example is the fighting against NCOV. Mayor Vico Soto implemented some rules that can help the Pasig to be more safer, or to be safer to live for his people.
Article 2, Section 26, the state shall guarantee equal access to opportunity for public services and prohibit political dynasty as may be defined by law. Ibig sabihin lang, lahat dapat may equal opportunity para makatakbo sa isang government position if qualified. And sinasabi din na bawal ang political dynasty or yung magkakadugo, yung tumatakbo or yung nakaupo sa isang government position. Pero hindi naman nasusunod ito ngayon dahil meron pa rin may political dynasty. Kagaya nila Duterte, Binay, Villar, Ejercito, at marami pang iba. Then, yung nagiging epekto nito sa iba, hindi na nabibigyan ng chance na tumakbo yung mga gustong tumakbo. At di na rin wala na rin tong epekto yung Article 2, Section 26 sa ngayon. Dahil hindi naman nabibigyan ng pansin yung mga political dynasty. Tapos, parang nawawalan na rin ng saysay ito.
Article 2, Section 27, the state shall maintain honesty and integrity in the public service and take positive and effective measures against graft and corruption. Kailangan panatiliin ng Estado na matapat at marangal yung paglilingkod nila sa bayan at dapat nagkakaroon po sila ng mga actions na positive and effective para malabanan nga po yung graft and corruption. For example po, kapag may mga politicians na nagkakaroon nga po ng mga issues na corrupt sila, ganun, di ba? Ang action na ginagawa ng government ay nagkakaroon sila ng mga investigation para mapatunayan kung talaga nga po naging corrupt sila during the time of their service. At kung sakasakali nga po na mapapatunayan na naging corrupt sila, di ba nagkakaroon po sila ng mga kaso or nakukulong sila. Ganun.
Article 2, Section 28, subject to reasonable conditions prescribed by law, the state adopts and implements a policy of full public disclosure of all its transactions involving public interest. Article 2, Section 28, this right is the right of the people to information in matters of public concern, is of such importance that it has been enshrined in the most basic and fundamental law of our land. Such right is an indispensable element of a functioning representative democracy, for it guarantees to the people their sovereignty in effectively exercising their governing power over the affairs of the state. Furthermore, it promotes transparency in governmental affairs and fosters accountability in public servants. This right is the core that gives life to the ideal of a government by the people. And without this right, there can be no realistic perception by the public of nation's problems, nor a meaningful democratic decision-making if they are denied access to information of general interest. Parang katulad ng nung sa Section 7. Sinasabi dito na dapat daw i-publicize ng iba't ibang sangay ng gobyerno yung mga transaction sa mga nagiging paglabas or pagpasok ng pera. Kaya naipatupad yung FOI or Freedom of Information Law. So law na to, makikita mo na yung mga records ng gobyerno sa mga expenditures or yung mga pinagkakagastusan ng gobyerno sa budget ng bansa natin or budget na nasa local government units.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Maria Patricia Masipag from 12 Humss 1. For tonight, I will be discussing about the Article 3, Section 2 of Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. For the origin, the Article 3, Section 2 of Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution states the rights of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature and for any purpose shall be inviolable. And no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. For the discussion, the Article 3, Section 2 is about the right against unreasonable arrest, search, and seizure. The scope of protection. Persons. The statement applies to everyone, Filipino citizens, foreign people, whether accused of a crime or not. Places. The protection is not limited to a single household only. Any form of unjust arrest, any owned property of an individual, regardless of race, is against the Constitution. Papers in effect. When exported products have entered the Republic of the Philippines, it is the right of the country to give its protection and legal procedures. According to Merriam-Webster, a warrant is a document issued by a legal or government official authorizing the police or some other body to make an arrest, search premises, or carry out some other action relating to the administration of justice. Two types of warrant. First, search of warrant. Order writing issued in the name of the people of the Philippines, signed by a judge and directed to a law enforcement officer commanding for search of personal property of a certain individual before the court proceeding. Second, warrant of arrest. A written order issued by the judge to arrest a person or take into custody for interrogation. Requisites for valid search warrant or warrant of arrest. First, issued upon probable cause. Second, probable cause must be determined personally by the judge himself. Third, such determination of the existence of probable cause must be made after examination by the judge of the complaint by the witnesses he may produce. Fourth, must be particularly described the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Probable cause are such facts and antecedent to the issuance of a warrant sufficient in themselves to induce cautious man to rely on them conduct and pursuance thereof. Sufficiency of affidavit upon which warrant is based. The sufficiency of affidavit upon which warrant is based on, first, the sufficiency of an affidavit, wherein the true test of sufficiency of an affidavit to warrant issuance to a such warrant is whether it had been drawn in a manner that perjury could be charged thereon and affiant be held liable for damages caused in case his declaration are found to be false. And basis of affidavit, wherein the statements and the situations written in the affidavit should be based on personal knowledge or experience thereof, it will be a basis for investigation. Sufficiency of description can be done on place, person, and property. Rights against unreasonable search and seizure. Personal or, first, property party to invoke right. The legality of search and seizure can only be contested when the personal rights of the people involved are being subjected to the law. Second, rights subject to waiver. No public official or law enforcement officer has the right to enter the premises of another or conduct an unjust arrest without the consent from the higher court. Some situations when search and seizure may be made without warrant. When there is a consent or waiver, when the search is an incident to a lawful arrest, when an incident of inspection, supervision, and regulation in the exercise of police power. Given examples wherein an arrest may be done without warrant. The person to be arrested has committed a crime, actually committing, attempting to commit an offense. When a person to be arrested is a prisoner who has escaped from penal establishment wherein he is serving final judgment, temporarily confined while his case is pending, escape while being transferred. The situation that occurs under Article 3, Section 2 of the Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Illegal search of property, illegal and unreasonable arrest without a search warrant or warrant of arrest issued by the judge or higher court. For my conclusion, this statement is very relevant today, wherein most of the law enforcement officers are doing a search warrant to certain property of an individual and they arrest a civilian without a warrant of arrest for a crime they did not commit. This shows that people are hungry for power and they don't care about the rights and dignity of the person. In general, illegal searches and seizures are unreasonable while lawful ones are reasonable. And that ends my discussion about Article 3, Section 2 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. This has been Maria Patricia Masipag, signing off. Thank you.
Article 3, Section 3. The privacy of communication and correspondence shall be inviolable except upon lawful order of the court, or when public safety or order requires otherwise as prescribed by law. Any evidence obtained in violation of this or the preceding section shall be inadmissible for any purpose in any proceeding. The explanation. The Bill of Rights, Article 3, is an indispensable part of the Constitution. In fact, it is one of the most important parts of the fundamental law since it aims at balancing the power of the government and the various freedoms of the individual. In here, every person has the right to keep his communication or correspondence a secret. His communication with others by phone or by letter is a personal or private matter that nobody should intrude upon. But this right can be lawfully suspended upon order of the court if the safety and security of the people is at stake. For example, a telephone conversation between two drug pushers secretly recorded by police officers by tapping its wire without court order is not acceptable as evidence in court due to the privacy of communication enshrined in the Philippine Constitution. However, recording of conversation through telephone extension is not violation of the anti-wiretapping law.
Section 4. No law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for redress or grievances. Ito ay pinagbabawal ang paggawa ng batas na makababawas sa karapatan sa pagpapahayag at pagsasalita. Hindi dapat ito mapatibay ng batas na nagbabawas ng kalayaan sa pagsasalita, pagpapahayag o sa karapatan ng mga taong bayan dahil ang bawat isa ay mayroong karapatan at kalayaan magsalita ng kanilang opinyon at saloobin, lalo na kung ito ay may kaugnayan sa mga opinyon na makakabuti sa ating lipunan.
So, good evening, sir. I'm Angela Ocbina from 12 Humss 1. So, for this night, magkakaroon lang ng maikling discussion about sa na-assign sa akin na part na 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, yung na-assign kasi sa akin is Article 3, Section 5. So, sinasabi daw dito na no law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the exercise thereof, the free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worship without discriminating discrimination or preference shall forever be allowed. No religious test shall be required for the exercise of civil and political rights. So, sa Tagalog naman, hindi dapat magbalangkas ng batas para sa pagtatatag ng relihiyon o nagbawal sa malayang pagsasagamit nito. Dapat ipahintulot magpakailanman ang malayang pagsasagamit at pagtatamasa ng pagpapahayag ng relihiyon at pagsamba ng walang pagtatanggi o pamimili. Hindi dapat kailanganin na ang pagsusulit panrelihiyon sa pagsasagamit ng karapatang sibil o pampolitika. So, sinasabi sa mga binasa ko na kahit tayong mga Pilipino, meron na tayong natural rights, civil rights, political rights, economic rights na yan. Meron din tayong karapatan na mamili ng relihiyon natin. May karapatan tayong sumamba sa mga relihiyon na gusto natin. Kung wala kang relihiyon, respetuhin na lang kasi sabi nga nila, ano man ang meron ka, wag mo ikumpara sa iba, wag mo gamitin 'yan as a form of discrimination sa ibang tao. Kasi eto nga sinasabi sa article na meron tayong free exercise of choosing a religion, kahit meron tayong mga pinanghahawakan na karapatan na hindi gaano inclined kasi alam naman natin na yung mga karapatan na meron tayo is somehow medyo malapit siya sa government kasi kung titignan karapatan natin right to education, so makikita natin na involved pa rin yung government doon, unlike dito na sobrang sabihin natin kakaiba kasi right to religion siya. So, tsaka hindi natin kailangan na laging feeling ko lang, hindi natin kailangan hindi naman kailangan kasi na na laging magkasama ang church saka ang government kasi una sa lahat magkaiba yan. Pangalawa, talagang mag-aaway yan. Kasi magkaiba ang tinitignan na anggulo at kapag ang dalawang partido magkaiba ang tinitignan na anggulo, wala talagang mangyaring wala talagang hindi nagkakaintindihan. So, dito sa nabinasa ko, parang sinasabi dito na ma-exercise mo tong karapatan na to. Kunyari, sa mga Pilipino na yung mula sa Katoliko, nagagawa nilang mag-convert. Yan, nagko-convert sila. Dahil sa paniniwala nila na, sa pamamagitan daw ng conversion na yun, mas magpapaiting daw ng paniniwala nila, pananampalataya nila. Tapos, isa pang pwede kong ma-cite is, more somehow side of, sa side naman ng government. So, as a voter na rin naman kasi. So, pwede naman sabi natin na kahit magkakaiba tayo ng relihiyon, may karapatan tayong bumoto. Mapapansin naman yun na kahit, nakita nyo naman na kahit ang mga Muslim, nakakaboto sila. Kahit ang mga iglesia, nakakaboto sila. Kasi, alam nila na hindi naman makakaapekto yung relihiyon nila sa karapatan na meron sila. So, ayun. Sana may natutunan kayo. Hey!
Article 3, Section 6. The liberty of abode and of changing the same within the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired except upon lawful order of the court. Neither shall the right to travel be impaired except in the interest of national security, public safety, or public health, as may be provided by law. Meaning, every citizen has a right to choose where he wants to reside. Whether mag-isa siya, kasama niya yung parents niya, magre-rent siya, or sarili niyang bahay. The state shall not dictate it to him unless there is a certain circumstances. Even in traveling, whether it is by land, by air, or by water, it is a citizen's right to go about the places he wants to go. However, if it has an order of court, one movement will be limited. The right to travel will also be affected if there comes a time that the interest of the national security, public safety, or public health will be at risk. An example to this situation is what we are experiencing right now in this enhanced community quarantine. This is an issue of public health due to the COVID-19. We are requested by the chief executive to stay at home. This is a safety measure to control the outbreak of the virus. It is spread through person-to-person contact, and that is why the National Health Department wants us to stay at home so as not to get in contact with anyone out there who may be a carrier of the virus.
Hi, I'm Sherlyn Joy Peñeda from grade 12 Humss 1B at nandito po ako ngayon para i-report ang inassign na article sa akin, which is the Article 3, Section 7, which is the right of the people to information on matters of public concern shall be recognized. Access to official records and to documents and papers pertaining to official acts, transactions, or decisions, as well as to government research data used as basis for policy development, shall be afforded the citizens subject to such limitations as may be provided by law. And this means anything na dapat malaman ng public and dapat accessible yung information na yon sa public for purposes of transparency. Ito yung dapat alam ng tao lahat kung ano yung nangyayari. Like for example, this one. Like for example, yung mga contractual buildings na ginagawa ng government sa mismong site, may nakapaskil sila doon, and sa nakapaskil na yun, nakalagay doon yung budgets yung budgets ng buildings and kung kailan ito ma-establish. Ganon, yung Article 3, Section 7, dapat alam lahat ng tao kung alam ng tao, may karapatan silang malaman kung anong nangyayari sa government, kung ano yung gustong mapatupad ng government dito sa bansa.
Sign sa akin ay Article 3, Bill of Rights, Section 8, tsaka Section 21. Ayun. So, sabi sa Section 8, and I quote, "The right of the people, including those employed in the public and private sectors, to form unions, associations, or societies for purposes not contrary to law shall not be abridged." Abridged ba tawag doon? Or yung pronunciation doon? I don't know. So, ibig sabihin nun, pwede ka mag-form ng mga parang associations, yung mga grupo-grupo nyo, bilang isang association kayo ng mga manggagawa sa isang kumpanya. So, pwede yon. Karapatan ng isang tao na makagawa ng mga unions or associations. Hindi, regardless kung government-owned or public, whether or government-owned or private na company na sinasalihan mo or naka-apply ka, gano'n.
So, yun po. Napunta po sa akin is Article 3, Section 9 of the 1987 Philippines Constitution. State that private property shall not be taken from public without just compensation. This is with connection with the inherent right of the state, specifically of the right of eminent domain of rights of a government or its agent to expropriate private property from public use. However, the government shall, by the place of the private owner sector depending on their negotiation or agreement. This Bill of Rights commonly exercised when the government need more space for the development such as road widening, construction of medical facilities, and other areas of the benefits of the greater population.
Good morning, sir. I'm Daniel Jedaya P. San Diego of 12 Humss 1B to explain to you the Philippine Constitution, Article 3, Section 10, which states that no law impairing the obligation of contracts shall be passed. Which means, hindi dapat gumawa ng batas ang Kongreso na magbibigay ng karapatan o kalayaan sa sino man na sisira sa kontrata. Example, may pinasok ka na contract sa private or government tapos di ka tumupad. Hindi pwedeng gumawa ng batas na magtatanggol sa'yo sa pagsira mo doon sa kontratang yun.
Humss 1B12, Santos Angelica M. So, yung napunta sa akin is yung Article 3, Section 11. So, base doon sa section na yun, hindi dapat ma-deny yung ng judicial doon sa mga mabababa. Kasi nga, sa pagkakaintindi ko doon sa part na yun, para bang pag mahirap ka, hindi ka na pwede kumuha ng hustisya. Pag mahirap ka, hindi ka na pwedeng manalo sa dapat mong ipaglaban. So, para sa akin, doon sa section na yun, hindi makatarungan. So, dapat hindi natin i-deny yung hiling nung, mga tao kung ang hikayat nila kasi mahirap sila, ganun, mababa sila, wala silang kakayanan. So, dapat hindi natin i-deny kasi kailangan din nila na maglabas ng loob, magreklamo, ipaglaban kung ano yung gusto nilang ipaglaban. So, dun din, hindi naman binabase yan kung ano tayo. Hindi yan binabase kung mayaman ka, or kung kaya mo bang bayaran, ganun. So, dun sa section na yun, for me, bilang estudyante, hindi naman natin pwedeng ibase na lang basta-basta kung mahirap yung tao eh. Kasi may pinaglalaban yan, meron silang sinisigaw, hindi dapat baliwalain, kasi sila, pare-pareho tayong tao. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, pantay-pantay ang tingin sa atin ng Diyos. So, dapat, dapat reliable sa lahat, tsaka dapat, sa section 9, hindi natin i-denied na, or i-reject yung hinaing nila. Kasi tao rin sila. So, kung mapapansin natin, for example, pag may krimen na nangyari, sabihin natin na yung mga napatay, 'di ba? Yung mga napatay, 'di ba, sasabihin na drug addict, pusher, drug lord, ganyan, pero minsan napagkakamala na lang, may mapatay na lang, 'di ba? Hindi natin alam kung ano yung totoo sa hindi, pero makikita natin sa news na may magrereklamong kamag-anak na ganto, mahirap. Tapos pag napatunayan ng marami na totoo na walang ginawa, na pagkamalan lang, galing ng trabaho, ganyan, ano nangyayari? 'Di ba dinidenied nila, push sila ng push na hindi, ganto yan, hindi. Kasi yan, addict yan, kaya yan napatay, addict yan. 'Di ba ganun yung nangyayari? Pinaglalaban nila, pero ang hinaing din naman nila is yung poverty nga. So, yung kahirapan pa rin. Pero ano ginagawa? Dinedeny nga dahil nga sa kahirapan. So, hindi dapat gano'n na bayad lang ng bayad. Yeah. Pag binayaran ka ng sapat, okay ka. Pag hindi ka nabayaran sapat, wag ka. Hindi ka mabibigyan ng hustisya, hindi ka pagbibigyan ng korte. Hindi po ganon dapat. Kasi Pero sa sistema ng Pilipinas ngayon, talagang masasabi natin na ganun na nga yung sitwasyon. Pero sana, in the future, kung ano man yung maging or kung ano ulit yung maging takbo ng ating sistema, sana mabago. Kasi lahat tayo pantay-pantay dito, lahat tayo may karapatan dito, lahat tayo equal. Sa paningin ng Diyos, pare-pareho tayo. Tsaka, doon sa section na yon, sana, hindi na yun para sa akin, pero sinisigaw na rin ng karamihan tao na, yun nga, na dapat qualified lahat ng mapagbigyan. Kahit na ano pa yan. Kasi, kahit poverty yung hinaing nila, pwede pa rin sila humingi ng tulong sa, hindi ko kasi alam kung anong, ano siya, pero, base dun sa pinag-aralan namin na, yun nga, merong pwedeng malapitan para sa libreng, yung para mang matutulungan mo sila kasi may poverty na denied. So, yung karamihan naman sa atin na gusto ipaglaban yung sarili, may nilalapitan sila para maipaglaban nila yung mga hinaing nila, ganun. So, section na yun, para sa akin, dapat lang na pagbigyan natin yung mga mabababa, katulad namin, ganyan. Hindi lahat nadadaan natin sa pera, hindi lahat hindi lahat pwedeng idaan sa mataasang posisyon, kung anong class ka, yan. So, ayun, dun sa section na yun, hindi dapat i-deny yung hinaing ng mga karamihan sa ating kapwa natin Pilipino. Kasi pare-pareho tayong may kailangan, pare-pareho rin tayong nangangailangan. Sigaw ng boses ng bayan, dapat natin pakinggan.
I am now going to discuss the Article G, Section 12. So, Article G revolves around the Bill of Rights, the declaration and enumeration of our individual rights, and the limitation of the state's power. It is something that the state cannot intervene with because it is our own rights as a citizen, as a people. So, what the Article G says, under Section 12, any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. If the person cannot afford the services of counsel, he must be provided with one. These rights cannot be waived except in writing and in the presence of counsel. Provision number 2 says that no torture, force, violence, threat, intimidation, or any other means which vitiate the free will shall be used against him. Secret detention places, solitary incommunicado, or other similar forms of detention are prohibited. Provision number 3. Any confession or admission obtained in violation of this or Section 17 hereof shall be inadmissible in evidence against him. And provision number 4. The law shall provide for penal and civil sanctions for violations of this section, as well as compensation to and rehabilitation of victims of torture or similar practices and their families. So it is obviously long, the Section 12, so I would only provide a summary or the gist of the whole section. So first is the right to be informed. So when someone is accused, the law enforcement would say the Miranda Doctrine. It is a jargon, I think, for the process of law, wherein they inform the accused that you have the right to remain silent and you have the right to a counsel or a public attorney, and everything you say can be used against you. Meaning, even criminals, even suspects, or just mere suspects, have the right to refuse to answer the questions of a law enforcer. But however, in the real world, those who have the power, or those who give this Miranda rights, tolerate the ignorance of these people. They sometimes don't provide the Miranda doctrine at all. So the tendency is that this accused would not be informed of what his rights are. Then, next, for example, is like tokhang. Law enforcers, especially policemen, always say that these people who are shot or killed are nanlaban or sinaktan din nila yung police, which a lot of cases have been reported that people didn't or did not have the chance to do, self-defense. They are already surrendering while the policemen continue to shoot them or to kill them. Then, next, for the torture, it says that it is really prohibited. And in the case of Tokhang, again, we have been alarmed of the news that there is a Korean national which was kidnapped by a group of policemen in Pampanga for ransom, saying that he would be shot or he would be killed if he would not give the policeman money. So they give threats and they intimidate this Korean national. So next is about self-incrimination. So there is a difference between admission or confession. So when we say admission, it is an act or declaration, admission of a party as to a relevant fact. Meaning, you clearly agree that, yes, I did that. Where this is for the scenario of a policeman interviewing an accused, asking him questions about the crime, and he answers yes or no as a form of confirmation. While when we say confession, it is a declaration of an accused acknowledging his guilt of the offense charged. Meaning it is an initiative, it is an automatic decision of the accused confessing on what he was accused of or what the case says that he did. That he says that, hey, I am guilty, I did this crime. So that is the difference between admission and confession. Then lastly, there would be sanctions, but there would be sanctions for someone who would violate this section. But however, I think this is not being practiced. For example, in the case of Kian de los Reyes, majority of the policemen, not only in the case of Kian de los Reyes, but also for those innocent Tokhang casualties, that the government did not even give effort to compensate those victims of torture. They did not provide any assistance at all, which seems to be unjust and unfair for the victims. And that is all for Article 3, Section 12.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako nga pala si Ansel Sarmiento mula sa 12 Humss 1B. Ngayon ay tatalakayin natin kung ano nga ba ang Article 3, Section 13. At umpisahan na natin. Ang Article 3 ng Konstitusyon ng Pilipinas ay ang Bill of Rights. Ito ay tinatag ang ugnayan ng individual sa estado at tumutukoy ang mga karapatan ng individual sa pamamagitan ng paglilimita sa naaangkop na mga kapangyarihan ng estado. So, ano nga ba ang Bill of Rights? Ang Bill of Rights, ito ay ang kalipunan, talaan o buod ng mga karapatang naaayon sa batas. Maaari itong isang pahayag ng mga karapatan ng isang klase o uri ng mga tao. Sa Section 30 naman, sinasabi dito na ang lahat ng mga tao maliban sa mga sinisingil na mga may pagkakasalang parusahan sa pamamagitan ng pag-iwas sa perpetua. Kapag ang katibayan ng pagkakasala ay malakas, dapat bago kumbinsido may access ng sapat na sureties o pinakawalang pagkilala na maaaring maibigay ng batas. Sa kabuuan nito, ito ay ang katipunan ng mga karapatan kung saan ang mga taong nagkasala ay kailangan itong makunan ng sapat o wastong ebidensya bago siya maparusahan at ang piyansa nito ay hindi pinagbabawal kung siya ay hindi pa nakukulong at hinatulan ng kaso. At iyon lamang at maraming salamat.
Okay, Article 3, Section 14. So, what's up, yo guys? This is your man, Michael Emmanuel Valencia Albania from Humss 1, and I'm back. Yes, di kayo namamalik mata. Ako ay bumalik. Sana all bumabalik. Yes. So, ayan. So, ngayon naman ay di-discuss at tatakel at i-explore naman natin ng Article 3, Section 14 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, ayun. Like what I've done, no? So, ayun. Babasahin ko muna ulit yung English and Tagalog or Filipino translation nung article na yon, article and section na yon. So, ayun. Let's start. Let's begin. Hep, hep. Hooray. Okay, let's start. Mukhang ready naman na sila. Let's read it. Okay. Ito yung English version. Article 3, Section 14, Bill of Rights. 1. No person shall be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law. So, second, number 2, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved, and shall enjoy the right to be heard by himself and counsel, to be informed of the nature and the cause of the accusation against him, to have a speedy, impartial, and public trial, to meet the witnesses face to face, and to have compulsory processes to secure the attendance of witnesses and the production of evidence in his behalf. So, ayun. However, after arrangement, trial may proceed notwithstanding the absence of is provided that he has been duly notified and his failure to appear is unjustifiable. So, in Tagalog or Filipino translation, ito naman siya. Number 1, hindi dapat papanagutin sa pagkakasala kriminal ang sino mang tao ng hindi kaparaanan ng batas. Number 2, sa lahat ng mga pag-uusig kriminal, ang nasasakdal ay dapat ituring na walang sala hanggat hindi napapatunayan ang naiiba, at dapat magtamasa ng karapatang magmatawid sa pamamagitan ng sarili at ng abogado. Mapatalastasan ng uri at dahilan ng sakdal laban sa kanya, magkaroon ng mabilis, walang kinikilingan at hiyagang paglilitis. Makaharap ang mga testigo, magkaroon ng sapilitang kaparaanan upang matiyak ang pagharap ng mga testigo sa paglilitaw ng ebidensyang para sa kanyang kapakanan. Gayunman, matapos mabasa ang sakdal, maaaring ituloy ang paglilitis kahit wala ang nasasakdal sa pasubaling marapat na mapatalastasan siya at di makatwiran ang kanyang kabiguang humarap. So, ayan. Kita naman siguro. Yan. Number 1 and number 2. Ito yung mga points na nabanggit dun sa ating pinag-uusapan ngayon. So, ayan. Due process to law at saka rights in criminal prosecutions or rights of the accused. So, ayan. So, ayun. Let's discuss it furthermore, diba? Furthermore, tsaka more comprehensively. Yes, ayun. So, sa Article 3, Section 14, since ito ay Bill of Rights, ay tinatalakay dito yung mga karapatan ng mga naakusahan or naaakusahan. And, ayun, tinatalakay din dito yung importance of due process and observance of fundamental fairness. And ayun, tinatalakay din dito yung hustisya para sa lahat at yung equal treatment and benefits para sa lahat. So ayun. So ayan. Sanitize ulit. Yan. Hashtag keep safe. At ayan, so ayan, tuloy na natin ang ating discussion sa Article 3, Section 14. So, ayun, discuss natin ng masinsinan at ng sisayin natin yung yan, naka-assign ito, yung Article 3, Section 14. So, ito, let's go. Yeah. Article 3, Section 14 pertains to the criminal liabilities, offenses, responsibilities, and accountabilities of a criminal. It is subdivided into two major parts, kagaya ng previously na sinabi ko kanina, no? Yung due process at saka yung rights ng naakusahan or accused, tsaka yung mga rights under criminal persecutions. And yun. The first point focuses on the importance of due process that is mandated by the law. It states that no person should be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law. Due process is said to be vitally and essentially important in dealing with this kind of criminal offense. So, mahalaga talaga yung due process dahil ito yung proseso ng paglilitis or pag-iimbestiga sa isang naakusahan. So, yun. The person suspected has the right to undergo to due process at kailangan may sistema at proseso rin na nakasaad sa batas. So, yun. Ito ay dapat na ayon sa Constitution. Yun. So, yun. Tapos na tayo sa first point. So, the second point naman, it focuses on the rights of the accused in being presumably innocent in persecutions or trials until it is proved and validated. Ayun. So, yan. He or she shall also enjoy the right to be heard by himself or herself and counsel and to be informed also. The accused shall enjoy the different benefits that the justice system may offer. So, ang hustisya para sa lahat. Walang pinipiling mayaman, mahirap, or kung ano man. So, yan. He or she has the right to acquire it despite of their differences. So, yun. Ang hustisya, walang kinikilingan, walang pinapanigan, no? Kailangan ay patas, no? Kaya nga may hustisya para mas maunawaan or mas ma-dig deeper yung roots ng isang criminal cause or criminal problems or ayun. It also includes regulation of evidence collection. So, kailangan ng matibay na ebidensya. Di ka basta-basta nga lilitisin ng walang sapat na ebidensya or walang ebidensyang nakukuha. Walang sapat na ebidensya or proofs. Mga proof na ipapakita or ibibigay. Aside from the right to undergo due process, it also tackles other rights such as right to examine evidence, witnesses, right to fair trial, presumption of innocence in trials, right to public trial, and right to speedy trial. So, ayun. So, ayan. Right to undergo due process. Ayan. Medyo baliktad lang. Ayan. So, ayan. Sana mabasa nyo. Yan yung mga other rights. Right to examine. Ayan. Right to examine evidence or witnesses. Right to fair trial. Presumption of innocence in trial. So, yan. Yung mga karapatan na nabanggit dun sa article and section na ito. Yan. So, ayun, next, yung other rights is right to public trial and right to speedy trial. So, ayun, may mga karapatan yung mga naakusahan or mga may criminal offense or may pananagutan na ayun, nabanggit nga dito sa article and sa section na ito. So, ayun, karapatan ng bawat Pilipino na magkaroon ng pantay na hustisya or justice system para sa ating lahat. So, ayun, kaya 'di ba mayroon tayong mga iba-ibang mga korte, yung municipal, regional trial courts, at ayun, parang kailangan ay bukas yung justice or hustisya para sa ating lahat. So, ayun, sana marami kayong natutunan at nilayan sa ating tinalakay ngayon. At I hope na maging bukas tayo sa pagkakapantay-pantay sa hustisya ng lahat at para sa ikabubuti ng lahat. So, ayun. Thank you and God bless. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Yes. Yan. So, Article 3, Section 14. Thank you and ayun. I hope na marami kayong natutunan at panatilihin nating ang pagsunod sa ating konstitusyon at sa ating batas at maging guide dito sa ating araw-araw na pamumuhay. So, ayun. Once again, is your man, Eman Michael Emmanuel Valencia Albania ng Humss 1. At once again, this is Michael this love. Yeah. Yan. So, God bless and thank you. Bye.
Article 3, Section 5. The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended except in cases of invasion or rebellion when the public safety requires it. A writ of habeas corpus, which means to produce the body, is an order to deliver an imprisoned individual to a court. But in the Article 3, Section 15, it says that an authority can arrest someone even if he don't have a writ of habeas corpus. It is when there is a form of rebellion or when it is needed to protect the safety of the people. For example, when a president declares martial law, authorities have the rights to arrest a rebellion without habeas corpus. Another example is when someone is trying to make a scene that can harm other people, especially in public places.
Article 3, Section 16 of the 1987 Constitution states that all persons shall have the right to a speedy disposition of their cases before all judicial, quasi-judicial, or administrative bodies. Ibig sabihin nito, kailangan dito ay ang karapatan sa madali ang paglutas. Halimbawa na lang dun sa mga mahihirap na, syempre alam natin mahihirap, wala silang boses, underprivileged sila, hirap silang humanap ng abogado, at lalong-lalo na hindi sila madalas na napapakinggan dahil nga ang kapangyarihan ay nadadala nga na ngayon ng pera, pero hindi lahat. Ang sadya ko nandito, dapat siguro focus ng batas na ito yung mga mahihirap nga na dapat kapag nagkakaroon sila ng kaso o ng atraso or may nalalabag silang batas, dapat or nasa karapatan nila or karapatan talaga nila na magkaroon ng madali ang paglutas sa kaso nila.
Article 3, Section 17. No person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. So, in Tagalog, hindi dapat pilitin ng isang tao na tumistigo laban sa kanyang sarili. Ang masasabi ko dito is, parang ano lang siya. Ikaw, may kaso ka, may kasalanan ka, o kaya napagbintangan ka. Meron kang karapatang tumahimik at huwag magsalita. Kasi, nasa batas yun. Ayan na nga, yung Article 3, Section 17. Ang tawag dito is rights against self-incrimination. Applies to criminal cases as well as civil, administrative, and legislative proceedings, where the fact asks for criminal one. Eto, poprotektahan ka nito kasi, di ba, di ka nila pwedeng kasuhan kung ayaw mo magsalita sa isang bagay or ayaw mong tumistigo. Yun lang.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ina Lara and I'm going to discuss about Article 3, Section 18. This section consists of two parts. The first part is, no person shall be detained solely by reason of his political beliefs and aspirations. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin nito? This means that you cannot detain someone just because they have their own political beliefs and goals for the country. For example, hindi mo pwedeng ikulong ang isang taong miyembro ng isang political party o hindi miyembro ng isang political party na pinahayag ang kanyang mga ideya o ang kanyang mga nais sa pamamagitan ng mga social media sites. Maliban na lang kung siya ay may nilalabag ng batas o may nilalabag na siyang rights ng ibang tao. For the second part of Article 3, Section 18, it states that no involuntary servitude in any form shall exist except as a punishment of a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin nito? This means that no forced services can be imposed and enforced on anyone, except it is a part of a criminal punishment. For example, hindi mo pwedeng ibenta ang sarili mo o ang anak mo bilang pambayad sa taong pinagkakautangan mo dahil pinagbabawal na ito ng batas. Article 3, Section 19. 1. Excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted. Neither shall death penalty be imposed unless, for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes, the Congress hereafter provides for it. Any death penalty already imposed shall be reduced to reclusion perpetua. Number 2. The employment of physical, psychological, or degrading punishment against any prisoner or detainee or the use of substandard or inadequate penal facilities under subhuman conditions shall be dealt with by law. So, sa section naman na to, nagpo-focus sa mga preso o sa mga accused. Sinasabi na bawal daw magpataw ng labis na multa, bawal din maging malupit, mamahiya o gumawa ng hindi makataong parusa. Bawal din daw ang death penalty, maliban kung dahil sa mga nakapangihimok o mga kasalanan na talagang mapipilitang patawan ng death penalty. Ito yung mga krimen na di kapatapatawad sa batas. Pero sa panahon nga natin ngayon, di ipapatupad ang government ang death penalty, pero possible na maibalik kung gugustuhin. Tsaka ang Congress ang magbibigay at magdedesisyon dito. Yung mga pinatawan ng reclusion perpetua, spared na sila sa death penalty kasi permanente yung panghabang buhay na yung pagkakabilanggo nila. Sinabi rin na ang kahit anong physical, psychological, or even degrading punishments na laban sa sinumang bilanggo or detainee o paggamit ng substandard o yung magkakaroon ng inadequate na penal facilities, ipinagbabawal rin. Ang sinumang tao na under dito o yung mga magbabantay like police o di kaya yung mga officials, mananagot sila sa batas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Maria Patricia Masipag from Volumes 1. And for tonight, I will be discussing about the Article 3, Section 20 of Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. For the introduction, the Article 3, Section 20 of Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution states that no person shall be imprisoned for debt or non-payment of a poll tax. For my discussion, Article 3, Section 20 is about debt and tax imprisonment. Poll tax is a tax levied on every adult without reference to income or resources. Debt, a vowed obligation whether expressed or implied, resulting in any liability to pay money. Thus, all other types of obligations are not within the scope of this prohibition. Thus, if an accused fails to pay the fine imposed upon him, this will result in his or her minor imprisonment because his or her liability ex delicto and not contracted. The difference between ex delicto and ex contracto. Ex delicto is a legal action arising out of a contract but for a wrongful act and not stated in it, such as fraud, maleficence, or misconduct. Ex contracto, legal action arising out of a contract but for a breach of a duty stated in it. Definition of debt under Section 20. A fraudulent debt may be result in the imprisonment of the debtor if 1. The fraudulent debt constitutes a crime such as estafa and accused has been duly elected. Laws against Article 3, Section 20. Bouncing checks law or BP 22. The law that punishes the making or drawing of a check to apply on account or the value when the maker or drawer knew at the time of issue that the account against which the check was drawn had no sufficient funds in or enough credit with the drawing bank for the payment of such check, or when the maker or the drawer of the check issues a stop payment order on such a check without any valid reason. BP 22 was enacted to discourage the issuance of bouncing checks, to prevent checks from becoming useless scraps of paper, and to restore respectability to checks. The law was enacted at a time when the stability and commercial value of checks, which are recognized as being virtual substitutes for currency, were being threatened by the rampant issuance of checks that were subsequently dishonored by drawing banks. Based on the blog site of Attorney Manuel J. Lacerda Jr., Trust Receipts Law or PD 115, according to the Section 4 of PD 115, stated that a trust receipt transaction within the meaning of this decree is any transaction by and between a person referred to in this decree as the entrustor and another person referred to in this decree as entrustee, whereby the entrustor who owns or holds absolute title or security interest over certain specified goods, documents, or instruments releases the same to the possession of the entrustee upon the latter's execution and delivered to the entrustee or the entrustor of a signed document called a trust receipt, wherein the entrustee binds himself to hold the designated goods, documents, or instruments in trust for the entrustor to sell, otherwise dispose of the goods, documents, or instruments with the obligation to turn over the entrustee the proceeds thereof, the extent of the amount owing to the entrustor, or as appears in the trust receipt, or the goods, documents, or instruments themselves, if they are sold or not otherwise disposed of, in accordance with the terms and conditions specified in the trust receipt, or for other purposes substantially equivalent to any of the following. First, in the case of goods or documents, A is to sell goods or procure their sale. B, to manufacture or process the goods with the purpose of ultimate sale, provided that in the case of goods delivered under trust receipt, the purpose of manufacturing or processing before its ultimate sale, the entrustor shall retain its title over the goods whether in its original or process. Letter C, to load, unload, ship or transship, or otherwise deal with them in a manner preliminary or necessary to their sale. There are two obligations in a trust receipt transaction. The first is covered by the provision that refers to money under the obligation to deliver it, called entregarla, to the owner of the merchandise sold. Second is covered by the provision referring to merchandise received under the obligation to return it, called devolvera, to the owner. Access Devices Regulation Act of 1998, or also known as RA 8484, known as an act of regulating the issuance and use of access devices, prohibiting fraudulent acts committed relative thereto, providing penalties, and for other purposes. Declaration of Policy. The state recognizes the recent advances in technology and the widespread use of access devices in commercial transactions. Toward this end, the state shall protect the rights and define the liabilities of parties in such commercial transactions by regulating the issuance and use of access devices. Section 3, definition of terms. For purpose of this act, the terms are A. Access to device. Means any credit card, plate, code, account number, electronic serial number, personal identification number, or other telecommunication service, equipment or instrumental identifier, or other means of account access that can be used to obtain money, goods, services, or any other thing of value, or to initiate a transfer of funds other than a transfer originated solely by paper instrument. B. Counterfeit access device. Means any access device that is counterfeit, fictitious, altered, or forged, or an identifiable component of an access device or counterfeit access device. C. Unauthorized access device. Means any access device that is stolen, lost, expired, revoked, cancelled, suspended, or obtained with intent to defraud. D. Access to device fraudulently applied for. Means any access device that was applied for or issued on account of the use for a falsified document, falsified information, or false information, fictitious identities and addresses, or any form of false pretense or mispresentation. C. E. Consumer means a natural person. F. Credit card. This means any credit card plate, coupon book, or other credit device existing for the purpose of obtaining money, goods, property, labor, or services, or anything of value on credit. G. Device making or altering equipment. Means any equipment, mechanism, or impression designed or primarily used for making or altering or encoding an access device or a counterfeit access device. H. Finance charges. Represent the amount to be paid by the debtor incident to the extension of credit such as interest or discounts, collection fees, credit investigation fees, and other service charges. I. Open-end credit plan. Means a consumer credit extended on an account pursuant to a plan under which, first, the creditor may permit the person to make purchase or obtain loans from time to time, directly from the creditor or indirectly by the use of credit card or other service. 2. The person has the privilege of paying the balance. Or 3. A finance charge may be computed by the creditor from time to time on an unpaid balance. Penalty charges mean such amount in addition to interest imposed on the credit card holder for non-payment of an account within a prescribed period. K. Produce includes design, alter, authenticate, duplicate, or assemble. And I. Trafficking means transferring or otherwise disposing of to another or obtaining control of with intent to transfer or dispose of. And last is estafa. It is a crime committed by a person who frauds another, causing him or her to suffer damage by means of unfaithfulness, abuse of confidence, or of false pretense or fraudulent acts. Situations which occurs in Article 3, Section 20. First, an estafa with bouncing check. Second, when an individual took a loan as fund for a proposed investment or business. After 4 months, the business did not prosper and the person accountable did not show up anymore. Third, when an individual took a loan from someone or from a bank and he or she wasn't able to pay on the said due date, and months have passed, the debtor hasn't paid yet and did not show up anymore, which this caused him or her to receive a demand letter from a bank or from a lending company he or she applied for a loan. And lastly, using the credit card of someone without his or her consent. For my conclusion, living in the modern world today is not easy. Every centavo is very important. There are times when the amount of money an individual have in his or her pocket is not enough to fund his or her daily needs, especially when you have a family. Having at least 4 members, an amount of 1,000 pesos not enough to fund its daily needs. That's why one of the members of each Filipino household is obliged to apply for a loan from someone or from a lending company. Everyone has the right to apply for a loan, as long as he or she will do his duties as promised. Failure to pay a loan or a poll tax cannot be declared a crime. However, issuing a check without sufficient funds or dishonest use of a credit card are considered crimes. And that ends my discussion about Article 3, Section 20 of Bill of Rights of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. This has been Maria Patricia Masipag. Thank you and have a great day to all.
Section 21. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense. If an act is punished by a law and an ordinance, conviction or acquittal under either shall constitute a bar to another prosecution for the same act. So yung pinag-uusapan dito ay double jeopardy. Para maging valid ang isang double jeopardy, kailangan yung first offense na kinomit ay validly terminated. Tapos yung pangalawa naman, dapat yung offense na yon ay kapareho nung first offense na ginawa ng isang tao. So doon maano yung double jeopardy. So, kung napatunayan ng isang tao na nasa double jeopardy na siya, hindi na siya mapaparusahan ng batas mismo dahil nagawa na niya or validly terminated na yung kaso against doon sa tao na yon.
Once again, I'm Anthony Haberia, here to discuss with you Article 3, Section 22 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, which entails that no ex post facto law or bill of attainder shall be enacted. In this case, truth must always be observed and preserved. False claims and accusations should not be acknowledged, and every statement must be considered to undergo a process to eliminate the anomalies and reveal the truth. So here's the picture. We can observe that there's also the fact and the fake, which is being observed in the Article 3, Section 22. And it is the Article 3, Section 22 should also be observed in court trials and giving of the statements of the people. Thank you.
Vakten alla Fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn.